this is Bev from Art by Bedell, and it's going to be a snowy day here for me, and today for me it is Friday, and I am working on another page in the Spring Easter Journal. I have a 3-pocket flip out that I'm going to add to my page, and my page is book paper. So 2 pieces of paper that I have glued together out of a vintage garden book. So this was too wide. After 2 pages was too wide, 1 page wasn't wide enough, so I glued them together. I have this flip over, and I'm just going to fold that to the other side like this. And I'm going to work on here today. So I'm going to start with my 3 pockets. For my pocket, I have, let me see here, decided how wide I wanted. Now I want them to be like a waterfall effect where you have the smaller one, the medium one, and then the larger one on the bottom. Or if you like it the other way, you can start with the big, the medium, and the small, or you can have them all the same size. It really doesn't matter. Again, I'm not giving dimensions because your pages are going to be different sizes than my pages. Just divide it into thirds and get the size that you're comfortable with, and that's what you'll create with. And you can do the same thing I'm doing on a smaller size or a bigger size if you make bigger journals. So what I've done was I cut my paper to the size I wanted, and I tore the edge, and I've inked it all up. Everything has been pre-inked beforehand. And then I took a 1/2 inch and I folded it under, and that's going to be my hinge. So to start with, I need a pocket for the back because I want to have a pocket here for a tag. So I have created a pocket which is going to go on the back just like this. Same size as the back without the hinge. We don't need a double hinge on it. I made a mistake on the couple of the other ones, and I made my thumb hole through both layers. I don't know that it's a big mistake. It's just that it's more convenient to only have it through 1 layer. So we'll do this one the way I prefer to do it, and the other 2 will be absolutely fine. I have this, and what I want to do first is to decorate the back of my pocket. On that, I have some of these papers that are out of the Woodland Summer Kit that are very, very pretty. And I have torn them down to size and inked up around them. And I'm not going to continually say I've inked up around them. Just know that I have done it, and you can see that I have done it actually. And we'll glue that on, just like this. Now, I also want to add another one of the colors that I've been using throughout this project, and it's the green that I have. Here's some scraps of, and I'm not going to put that on until I emboss it. I'm going to emboss a strip along the bottom here with the white and with my script and my Versamark. And instead of going up and down, I'm going to go sideways. Let's put our paper out of the way. And I'm going to go sideways like this and put our embossing powder on it. And this is Seafoam White by Ranger. I will be using this same powder throughout the whole journal. And then I will melt that and add a little bit of the green paper here. Then I will do the front, and I have some paper picked out for that, and I'll glue that on. And we'll have to redo our hole punch. So on this, I'm going to have a little pocket on the front of this also. So I have torn just a piece of paper that I need for the size for my pocket, and then another piece of the paper to add some color to the front of my pocket. And that will go on just like that. And I also have a piece of Mommy that I want to put on there. Like that. So that creates that pocket on here. To finish this off, I have a piece of yellow. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of yellow into this. And let me see, where do I want it? It's mostly going to be hidden by our pocket, unless I put it over top of our pocket, which would be a really cute idea. So I can't add that yet because I need to stitch our pocket. So I'm going to go stitch our pocket around the outside of it. There we go. And we'll get that glued down now. And then we can glue our yellow paper on top of that. This yellow paper is a handmade paper. It's got some texture to it. And so I'm using my tacky glue. Pretty much using my tacky glue throughout this project. There we go. Now for a focal point on this, I want to add this little butterfly, and this came with our kit. But I don't want to block my pocket, so I'm only going to glue it on the left-hand side and then on the bottom quarter. Then we can still get our tag inside there. And at this point, I will put a stream of glue. Decide that I want to have my embossing on the back at the top. So I will keep this end open for my pocket. So I'll glue the top, the bottom, and the right-hand side. And I put just a little bit of glue on that because I'm going to take it over and I'm going to stitch it. And then I can line it up here, making sure that I don't go over my hinge that I have made here, and press this down in place, and then take it over to the sewing machine and glue my front, sew my front to my back. So now we have a flap that has a spot here for a tag. Loosen that up just a little bit. And a spot here for a tag. And there's the back. Now set that aside and make our tags. Let's make our tag for the inside first. And let's make sure that our tag will fit inside, which it does. And then I'm going to add, the first thing I want to add is this book page. It's from a book, and it's the index. And it's from the flower book, so it has all these different names of grasses and flowers and stuff on it. We have that. And then we will put, let's see, we have that and a piece of this, which I'm thinking this is too wide. So I'm going to tear that down a little bit. And then I can glue that part down. And since this one is at the top, I'm going to put this one at the bottom. I have embossing powder absolutely everywhere. And then I also have a piece of Mommy that I would like to put on here. And that will go right down the center. And then a piece of our yellow paper. For the focal point on this tag, I have decided to use some of the ephemera that came with the kit. And so I have this flower, and I'll put that on there just like that. I think I'll go up toward the top more. And also I have printed out some words for spring, and I'm going to use this one that says good day, because it is a good day. Any day that I can be creating and sharing with you is a good day. And then on the back of that, I want to add, let's see, what do I want to add? Let's add some of the green paper. And let's add some journaling lines. We have a nice tag. I will stitch around the outside edge of this, and then we'll put an eyelet in it. Here we have our tag, and I am using silver for our metal color on this. And I need to take my 3/16 inch punch, my hole punch here, get it beyond my stitching so I don't cut that, put my eyelet in, and crimp it. And then I have, for this tag, some of this really nice ribbon, and we will fold it in half and put the loop down through our eyelet, bring it up and put our tails through the loop and pull it tight. There we go. So there's that tag. Now I need to make a tag for our pocket. So I have my cardstock all cut for my pocket. I'm going to put on some dictionary paper first. Not dictionary paper, index paper out of a book. and a piece of the coordinating paper from the kit, and our Mommy-Gami, and keeping everything pretty much the same as far as what I'm using on this whole page. I like a little bit of consistency. And then I have a circle from the kit that I want to add to this. Let's not forget our piece of yellow that we want to add to that. Take our circle and put it right about here. And then I'm going to stitch around the outside edge of this. Oops, let's do the back first. Let's add a piece of scrap here and add our journal lines. Then I can go stitch around this and add our eyelet to the top. And because this tag is smaller, I'm going to use some narrower ribbon. Same color ribbon, just narrower. And put that through, just like that. There we go. Now I forgot on our pocket here that I want to add some of this book binding scrap. Add some really cool texture to our page, and it's just really, really neat stuff. That on there like that. Make sure our tag fits inside our pocket. Really nice, yes. So I have done ahead of time the other two flip out pockets because it's just as you see, it's just a lot of gluing and repetitive. It would be repetitive to show you those two other ones being done also when it's truly really not necessary. Once you see the process for one, it's the same for all. I do want to stamp a number here. And the number I want to stamp here is going to be number 36. And I will use the StazOn ink for that. Just like that. Now let's get our book page out. And the next thing we're going to do is figure out how we want these. I want my page to be opening this way. So I have my opening on all of my flip out tags on this side. Let's stretch this out a little bit too. This is my bigger one, and then I have two smaller ones, and they all fit on my page just like that. So I will glue the bigger one down here. This one's a little longer. I'll just center it like that and then center this. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my bigger one, putting it on the bottom here, and I'm going to glue down my hinge and probably leave like maybe 1/8 of an inch along the bottom edge. Now one thing that could have been done differently here is I could have had these going in opposite directions, and if I would have had them going in opposite directions, you could have stacked them on top of each other like that. I didn't do that, so we're going to just go with it like this, and I'll get all 3 hinges glued down. And then for a little added security, I am going to open these up like this, take it over to my sewing machine, and stitch that hinge on. But until I do that, I am going to, they want to pop right back up. I don't think my clips will go all the way in. Not far enough. So I'm going to set a book on this for about 10 minutes for it to decide that it's going to take hold, and then I'll be back to finish this up. All right, everyone, I'm back, and they are dried, and now they are stitched on. So those shouldn't be going anywhere. To finish the inside of my journal, or of my page here, I have some of this print from the Woodland Summer, and I want to put it on my page. Or do I want to use this print? I could also do some sumac stained paper that I have here. I think I'll do that instead so that it can be easily journaled on. And I will fold this in about this far and tear the edge off. Now this paper has been stained with sumac and stencil. And then I'll need to take some off the length, maybe not. Maybe I'll leave that whole length on there. I'll ink up around the edge of it. My next question would be to ask myself, do I want to stamp lines on that? And that would be in the background. That would be pretty. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take our line stamp that we have and our vintage photo ink, and we will just stamp lines all the way up. Yes, I'm liking that a lot. I did not want to take away from the images that are on there from the stencil, but I actually think it emphasizes them. At least the flower it does here. and then I can glue that down. I am lining it up at the top of my page, and this one is in a little bit further than the other one, so I won't be able to hide all the hinge, but the stitching is there and it looks pretty cool, and we're just gonna go with it. We don't have any choice other than to go with it. There we go. Lots of journaling room on a page that you could have journaled on it, but this is easier to do it this way. There we go. I really like how that turned out. A 3-pocket flip. And do I feel the need to stitch that? I don't think so. It's glued on there pretty well. I'm just going to leave it. Let's put all of our tags in our envelopes here, or in our pockets, and see how they look. So there's that one. And this one. Let's make sure that I have everything done the way I want. And then this one goes in here. And our smallest one goes in our smallest little envelope, my little tag. And then we have our outside pockets with our tags. Okay, this one needs a word on it. And I'm gonna put green for spring. Gratitude will go in this pocket. Blessed will go in this pocket. And green will go in this pocket. On the back of these, I haven't done anything. Well, I can't say anything because I did. But let's look at the kit and see if there's something that we want to add to the back of these. All right, I have some spring quotes that I want to add. So I need to ink up around the edges of those. This one says, "Spring is the time of plans and projects" by Leo Tolstoy. This one says, "Spring work is going on with joyful enthusiasm" by John Muir. And "Spring unlocks the flowers to paint the laughing soil," Bishop Reginald Heber. And we have our project finished. So what we have are 3 flip out tags, each with a pocket and a tag on the front, each with a pocket and a tag on the side, and it flips over with journaling room and a quote. I hope you have enjoyed this project. It's a fun project. Make one of your own and make some changes and show us what you come up with. So you have a great day, and we shall see you again soon. Bye now.